Not Twitter, though. Because I'm a little scared to do that at Twitter. So there we go. Streams live there. Then we go over here and we go live here. For those of you viewing from Facebook or YouTube, hey, how's it going? I'm already on with Instagram people. And they're like, man, Jacob, your show is sick. And I'm like, I know, my show is so sick, bros. So, but we do want to verify. So if you're going to do any streaming, always make sure you go and you check. And I don't know how to do any background. I can't do anything fancy for you Instagram people. I apologize. I wish I could, but I just ain't got that technology yet. There we go. So I am live on Facebook, and let's see how things are going on YouTube, excellent condition. YouTube is always the best, by the way. Good for YouTube. I'll build out YouTube too. We'll see. I don't know what to do, guys. You tell me. Anyways, I'm going to do a show. So my show for today, where should I begin? I'm going to begin with getting centered. How about we get some centeredness, Ray and Emily and Bree and whoever else watches the rebroadcast. Dad, what's up? So the reason I'm doing a show today is I didn't want to do a show today. I'm sick. My wife's sick. My kid is sick. All three of us are sick. We're sick. Look at my nose. That's not cocaine. That's sick. I'd sniff better if I was full of cocaine, because then my nose would be all clean because of the cocaine. I'm guessing. I don't know. Doesn't that? I mean, it does get gross, but I imagine it's like astringent, sort of like soap. It's putting soap up your nose. Let me see if I can turn off the closed captions on Facebook, because it's weird to see subtitles for something I said 2 minutes or 20 seconds, 3 seconds ago. I don't know. Anyways, it's really about a 5-second lag. It's really off-putting. Anyways, so where was I going? My sinuses. I didn't want to do a show today. I didn't want to. But then, everybody who runs everything was like, we're so terrible, you have to do a show. And I'm like, what? I don't want to do a show. It's like, well, do you want your kids to have a future? I'm like, well, yeah. Okay, better do a show. Okay, so I'm doing this out of a moral obligation to, rather than wanting to. I'd prefer it if I just had one grift where I made money, and that'd be awesome. I'd be thrilled by that. But so since you people of Instagram do not get quite the resources that Facebook and YouTube get, I'll go ahead and just give you quick shots about what the show is. So we're going to talk about political parties, and by political parties, it's also the followers. It's not just the politicians, but it's also the people who put the signs in the yard. Everybody's lost a damn plot. They've lost a plot. They're so crazy, and I don't know. Everybody lost their mind. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about how it's going down in Israel. If you're sick of the American culture war and you want something else to look at what's going on with the judiciary in Israel. That's weird. 6% of the population's out. 6%. That's a lot of people. You get 6% of the people out in the streets, you're just like, what's going to happen if 17 million Americans pour into the streets or march on DC? I mean, it's a lot of people. It's really big people. And then it's going up in Iran. Woohoo! With Khodafils. That's pretty much the extent of the Farsi I know. That's not swearing. So we'll go with that. But yeah, Iran's having its best week ever. Best week in 40 years. Best week in my lifetime, probably. Then we're going to talk about the Twitter hearings quite a bit. You guys won't get as much fun over on. You should go to my YouTube. My YouTube's Jacob Robertson at GiveMeMoney.com or something. I don't know. But we got to talk about the Twitter hearings. Then we're going to talk about Chris Rock's new show. It sucked. It sucked really bad. It sucked really, really, really bad. And that actually ties into the first one, is political parties losing the plot. So maybe we'll just go ahead and start there, okay? So the easiest way that I have to describe how the political parties are losing their plot is I got into a fight with some people on Twitter. And the fight was effectively, and I'm not going to show you, I'll just read you some of it. But this is, so I will do some stuff for, actually I'll go ahead and show, you won't see it on Instagram, but Twitter, YouTube gets to see it. We go picture in picture, and we go double click here. Right there, there we go. So right there, and then we got to resize a little bit, resize. resize. Tighten it up. We gotta tighten it up, people. Okay, there we go. There's that. And this is from comedian Dave Smith. I don't know anything about Dave Smith. I have no idea. I think I've seen his name sometime. See if we can get a better picture of him. Yeah, I still know who you are, Dave. No offense. Anyways, but he's defending Andrew Tate. He's got 3,760 likes. That's a lot of likes for Andrew Tate. Although Andrew Tate usually gets more likes. I guess we should backtrack. If you don't know who Andrew Tate is, Andrew Tate is an influencer that got really famous. The end. Oh, the sparkles are different when I do different things. Sorry, I'm just noticing what happens over on Instagram. In a while, I won't make a big deal about it. It'll just be normal. So everyone forgive Jacob today. I'm sick and I'm on Instagram. And I've got like these little like, the little chibi cheeks. I got the little chibi like cheeks and then little stars going like chibi cuties. And then if I like blink, it's got more little stars and stuff that comes out. Like a whole bunch. With my big eyelashes, it's just like throwing out the stars. Maybe I can just do this all the time. Oh, there's hearts too. I love you. I love you. It's a lot of hearts for Instagram. Anyways, who's this scumbag named Andrew Tate? So I avoided talking about Andrew Tate for a while. I mean, I've mentioned it before, but I don't want to go deep into this guy and who he is and everything because it's dark. Like, it's dark stuff, and it's not like, he's connected to the CIA and Andrew Tate's a bad guy. Dark. It's not. The guy's a pimp. Okay? The guy seduces women, manipulates them, and turns them into whores. The end. The guy's a scumbag, okay? And I don't want to it's not profile. I don't know exactly what. It's not platforming, okay? It's not like I'm platforming the guy. It's that I don't want to platform what he does. Like, there is a methodology behind pimping. It ain't easy. And I don't want more people to know how to do that. I know how to do it. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. You can message me and be like, hey, Jacob, how do I pimp people? I'll be like, oh, this is what you do. And then you say, that's morally reprehensible. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't want kids to know how to do that. Jesus. So we can have more Andrew Tates in the world. Anyways, so this guy, like, I don't know exactly what his thing was, but he's a kickboxer, fighter, amateur, maybe pro, I don't know. And then he wound up going on like the English version of Big Brother, and I think he got kicked off of it. And it's some Big Brother. It's some like show. I don't know what these things are. I don't watch reality television. I don't know. Anyways, I think it's reality television. So he's a reality television guy. And he had a hustle on Instagram. I mean, the guy's been hustling for a long time. We'll give Andrew Tate that. He's been hustling for a really long time. And then he got huge on TikTok, got real big on TikTok, talking about like masculinity and like you're in the Matrix. And then COVID hit, and then he became mega famous because he was one of these people who's just like, dude, look at this. And he'd show like video of him. And he's like, this is my camera, because this is my camera right now on Instagram. He's like, hey, look at here's me and a bunch of rich people. Oh, look, no masks. Oh, look how many people there are. Oh, we're all partying because we're rich. The rich people get to party, but you suckers are stuck at home watching CNN and all freaked out about a virus that nobody cares about. And so he talks about that kind of stuff. Further, he has a whole bunch of passports. He fled to Romania, started doing all these different like shows and podcasts, and he does have a pretty good message in regards to some things. And those I would say two things that he's got nailed is we do have a masculinity crisis in the West. Like, we don't know how and what to do with men, and our solutions aren't like solving things. It's having young men shoot up schools. Okay, it's not a gun problem. It's a young man problem. We're doing a terrible job raising men, and this is what men need to do. And he's actually on point with a lot of that stuff. A lot of what he has to say about men and being raised. Let me rephrase that. A lot of what I've seen go viral about him talking about men. Yes, okay, great, good. He's got that. I'm not going to defend the guy. I just went ahead and called him a pimp, which we'll get to in a second. So that was one part. Then the next one was, Emily, help me out here. All my people who are not... Nobody's watching. Somebody help me, Brian, are you there? Bree, if producer Bree was here, that'd be pretty sick. But the other one was, the Matrix. And so you will see Andrew Tate come out and talk about how you're in the Matrix, and I'm not in the Matrix. I'm Neo, in control of the Matrix, but the Matrix is sending agents to get me. He does a whole bunch of that crap. But there's an element of, there's a lot of truth to how he describes the Matrix. Like, the way the guy describes the Matrix is pretty spot on, and we'll be talking about that in today's show. So that was serendipitous. And so, where was I going with this? That's who Andrew Tate is. So I'm going to show you this exchange, show you how much everybody's lost their freaking minds. Jesus Christ. And I'm drinking a lot of coffee because my throat hurts. And I'm stuffy. Where's the Coke? I'm kidding. I'm not on drugs. I'm really doing drugs. I'm not. I swear. Where are we going? So comic Dave Smith. What's happening to Andrew Tate is... Oh, okay. So let's backtrack a little bit. In December, Andrew Tate got arrested in Romania, and they threw his ass in jail and his brother's ass in jail, and they are locked up in jail. The end. Oh my God! It's Emily Anderson, who I freaking love so much. I'm picking your face and bitching your face. I'm giving you a hug. We getting crunk now. Emily and Jacob getting crunk. Oh my God. Okay, anyways. So what up, Emily? How you doing? We're talking about Andrew Tate. Lovely guy. And a Twitter exchange I had in regards to Andrew Tate. So the guy got locked up in December. Oh yeah, Emily, anything you want to talk about, let me know, please. It's your show. I'm also on Instagram right now. And YouTube. YouTube's the better one usually. Let me go ahead. I'm going to share the YouTube link if that's better for you. If it's on Facebook, hey, that's awesome. I really like the Facebook chat function. It's pretty clean and easy to look at. There we go. Let's talk about the digital apocalypse. Oh yeah, today sucks. So Andrew Tate. So he got arrested. He got arrested allegedly for like trafficking women. And like rape and kidnapping, and I'm just guessing. I don't know. And allegedly there's no evidence of this, but we'll just go ahead and be like, we'll get here in a second, okay? And again, the guy's a pimp. So here we go. Dave Smith, comic Dave Smith. What's happening to Andrew Tate is appalling. However you feel. Oh, he's also been in solitary confinement, but he does get his phone. So he's basically locked up in a jail cell, in a Romanian jail cell, with no charges. So I'll be honest, there's no charges brought against him. Because in other countries, they can lock you up and then look for evidence. You should kiss the ground of the United States and say, thank you so much, United States. Like, as much as how insane our government is at the moment, like, the rights that we have in this country are unparalleled. You are the height of privilege by having an American citizenship. All of you, including some of you. All of us, okay? I really have to start watching my mouth, Emily, because now I'm not doing this like any, I'm not anonymously doing this. I'm kind of blasting it out. So I gotta watch my mouth because people get offended by the jokes. What's happening to Andrew Tate is appalling. However you feel about him personally, he's a U.S. citizen being held without charges for months in a Romanian prison. Is he a U.S. citizen? He's got a passport. He's English. If you do not believe in the presumption of innocence, then you're an enemy of liberty and civilization. Okay. I do believe in the presumption of innocence. I believe in innocent until proven guilty. Unless you're the government or a giant corporation, then you're guilty until proven innocent. I'm a family man. I hate promoting pimp shit. Oh, well, thanks. Getting straight to the point, Dave. But I can also recognize that people who've been promoting that stuff to young men for my entire life, see hip-hop, he was targeted, first deplatformed, and then arrested because he opposes the regime and is enormously popular. So that's possible. I mean, so what Mr. Comic Dave Smith is saying here might be possible. But that's not the point. Because this ain't about Andrew Tate. And so here's Martyr Maid, Daryl Cooper, who is just, like, listen to his pod. Like, Jesus, this guy's smart. Guy's really, really, really smart. And he hates the evil people running everything. Like, he literally, like, He hates them with a passion. And so, anyways, oh no, my video disappeared and now maybe it's back. We'll see. We'll come back. We're going to come back to Facebook. Anyways, okay, come on. Okay, there we are. There we are on Facebook. It just glitched out, Emily. I don't know. He's a pornographer, so he belongs in jail, and I'm not going to spend another thought caring about what happens to him there. Well, damn, Daryl Cooper. That's bringing the fire. And so here's Jacob Robertson. I can get on board with this level of based. Pornography has been ruinous to the West and China. Oh, it was been ruinous to the West and China was right to ban it. Can anybody say that our civilization is better because of pornography? Can one person make that argument? Just one. Anybody? Anyone? Anyone want to say, like, pornography's good? It's a net good. I don't care about the, oh, well, you know, it's like, it's good because some guys are never going to, and then maybe they can watch porn and shit. No. Emily knows the kind of toxicity that comes from pornography. I bet I'll give her money. You know how I know that? Because she's a girl. Because she is a millennial girl. Jesus. So am I right there, Emily? Am I right? I mean, you're building a Lego thing, so you don't need to talk, but anyways. So here's me. I can get on board with this level of based. Pornography has been ruinous to the West, and China was right to ban it. So here's, like, you know, he's a pornographer, so he should belong in jail, and I don't give a crap about what happens in there. The guy's a pimp. Like, you know what? Somebody, like, a pimp gets thrown up. I don't care. This is kind of like those Ecuadorian prisons. Not Ecuadorian. El Salvadoran prisons that popped up. Jesus, Emily, have you seen that one? Holy crap. El Salvador built, like, the biggest prison in the world and just threw a buttload of gang members in there. Like, all these MS-13 badass guys, they just went ahead and locked them up. They're just like, you're done. And so, okay, cool. That's awesome. Let me see. I ran all the reasons of why porn would be a good thing, and I can't think of a single thing, honestly. That actually reminds me, I'm going to make a note about that poor girl. Poor girl's porn. Because I'll do it after my point. Because it'll just kind of hammer home the point. Okay, so he's a pornographer, belongs in jail. Okay, cool. You know what? I gotta be honest with you. I don't care if a fentanyl dealer was, like, arrested in Turkey and being charged because allegedly he was wearing the wrong kind of shoes or whatever it is. Get that drug dealer off the street and chop his dick off. Excuse my language. But, like, I don't care. I literally, I'm at the point where I don't care. Like, trying to have, like, this super, you know, I don't know, reasoned, abstract, academic way of viewing the world is trash. It's just garbage. It's making kids crazy and turning them into drug addicts. And I would rather have a civilization that does the opposite of that. So if we have to have, like, a based, conservative, authoritarian government to go ahead and, like, just, I don't know, fix everything for a while, I'm almost okay with it. I'm almost there, okay? But I don't matter. I don't, like, me doesn't matter at all. Like, me does not matter to this whatsoever. You know why? Because I'm just letting you guys know what's going on. I'm just, like, trying to say, hey, everybody. There's a problem, and we need to deal with the problem. Otherwise, there's going to be a really big problem. And that really big problem is when the right wing just wakes up and takes over everything. We're about to have a fascist global government. If you guys don't start behaving yourselves, you're going to have fascism. And I'm serious about that. I'm not joking. It's not a joke. There's all these people defending a pimp online. Okay, they're defending a pimp. Okay, I can tell you, as a dad of girls, I don't like pimps. If some guy, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll just say this. I'm going to put this out there, Emily. Some guy tries pimping my daughter, I'm going to put a bullet in him. No, I'm not going to say that. I take that back. Strike that from the record. I take it back. But I will text you later about that, Emily. So, now fuck it. Kill pimps. I don't care. Kill every pimp on the world. Every last one of them. Kill every last pimp that exists. And see how much I care. Literally. You know, this is my caring face for all the poor pimps of the world. I'm so sad. I'm so sad that all the pimps are dead. So I can get on board with that level of based. And so here we got to get into, like, the comments sections. Let me say, so this is Nick, some random guy. You are not based. You just love colossal government that will keep you safe and sound. Emily, this is part of the reason that I want to do this way. It does talk about me, but I actually don't want people to follow me on Twitter. Like Twitter, like I don't want you guys going to my Twitter. Like, none of you like Twitter. You won't like Twitter. Don't do it. Twitter's mean. It's a really mean, nasty place where people who are real serious about stuff go to war. So I don't follow my Twitter. But the point is, let's go here. You are not based. You just love colossal government that will keep you safe and sound. I didn't even say that I was based. Like, I can get on board with this level of based. Killing pornographers is based. Killing pimps is based. Like, if people want, like, the worst thing that happened to the Republican Party is when they like got in bed with like corporate libertarians, and they're like, you know what, we just care. It's about the free market. You know, we need to let corporations do what corporations do best, and, you know, get the government out of the way, because the government's really the problem. And the government's like, you know, I really think maybe we should lock up all these pedos. And the corporations are like, let the free market decide. That's the problem with libertarianism. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I can do more problems with libertarianism. I love trashing libertarianism. It is the dumbest ideology out there. Communism's a better idea than libertarianism, and communism killed 100 million people in the last century. So please, 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 hear me out. Libertarians are dumb. But I digress. I can get on board with this level of base. Pornography has been ruinous to the West, and China was right to ban it. You're not base, you just love colossal government that will keep you safe and sound. Dude, that's so much right. Mind reading. Number one, I didn't say that I was based. There's no part of that. Number two, I just love colossal government that will keep me safe and sound. When did I talk about expanding government? You don't need to make the government that much bigger to start killing people. Just saying. And then actually, let's just go. There was other comments, but I lost this thread because I really just don't care that much. Blah 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 blah. Oh, a whole bunch of people actually deleted all their comments. Here we go. This is actually the comment that I was looking for, though. You have no idea what base means. You lolberts need to F off and quit trying to LARP as a conservative. And to which Jacob replied, and I don't want to like quote my tweets and talk about that as the news. It's stupid. But here we are in idiot world. So Jacob responds with the principled conservative case for pornography. And also, let the free market decide, and my constitution. And this is my point about the right wing. They don't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Like, these are right-wing people attacking me for defending killing pornographers. The right wing is defending pimps and pornography. That's what this is. That's what this is. Like, does conservative mean anything if conservatives are for prostitution of little girls? Is that it? Is that what conservatism is now? Is that it? Mr. Johnny 0 PM? Is that what it means? And so there's just a bunch of this kind of stupid crap all over my timeline of just really, really, really confused Republicans and Democrats. Like, it's just, we've lost the plot. That's the whole point of this. They've lost the plot. Where are we at? Somebody's watching over on YouTube. Love you. Emily, how far into this am I? Because I'm trying to make sure. Okay, we're 22 minutes. Okay, I want to watch my time, because actually, dude, if we talk about the stuff that's going on in Congress, that's gonna take a while. Let me see, where were we going? But we're gonna go back to our notes. That way, you're back to the plot. Oh, we're talking about Democrats losing it next, right? Is that right, Emily? Help me out here. Okay, yeah, no, I'm back. I know what we're doing. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me. Like, man, this is a lot of screens to manage. Jesus. So what we do is we go back here, and then we go to bookmarks. I want to say bookmarks. Where's my bookmarks? And I always hide my bookmarks because you guys don't need to be seeing them titties. Let me go. So there's the Twitter files, man. Here's that one. Okay, actually, that is not what I was looking for, but man, we're gonna come back to this in a second. So there's that. But Emily, we got to do it a different way. I got to pick up my photos, and hopefully my photos like moved over here. There it is, Nikki Fried. So let's go here. I'm gonna open up another little Twittery window. Picture. Yeah, wait, don't worry, we'll come back to this girl in a second. So we go Twitter. Now, Instagram, I don't want you to follow me on Twitter, but you can totally follow me on Facebook and YouTube. That way you can see all the pictures, stuff that I'm showing you. Okay, so I did that real quickly, and then I gotta go here. Oh man, that guy's, dude, this guy's nuts. Nuts. Charles Johnson's Thoughts and Adventures. If you want to read some wild stuff, and I'm talking like far niche at the edge of the internet wild stuff, Charles Johnson's Thoughts and Adventures. Man, I don't know who this guy is. Like, he's some tech bro. I know that much, and he's got some money and he's got some startups and whatever. But he is doing some wild stuff online where he's just like, the Israeli Likud party has taken over the American Congress and these media organizations, and Italy and freaking Israel are both run by the mob, and there's all this Russian mob money flowing through freaking Silicon Valley. It's like, I wouldn't talk about it. If I found this, Emily, if I found any of this stuff that this guy's alleging is happening, I would shut the F up about it. I'd be like, hey, whoops, lost that. I'll be brave about patterns. I'll be brave about seeing like what I'm seeing, but give me actual evidence. I'm like, I'll burn it. Maybe, allegedly, possibly. So let's see if Nikki Fried has deleted her tweet. I don't think so. She hasn't. So this is a tweet from Nikki Fried, and I don't know his name, but chairwoman of the Florida Democrats, Florida's last statewide elected Democrat, past commissioner of agriculture, Blue Heart, Florida, hashtag something new, hashtag won't back down, 299,100 followers. And followed by the liberals I follow. Oh yeah, by the way, follow liberals and conservatives on social media, and follow liberal and conservative journalists and like people who have a track record of being honest. If you want to have like a good bearing on reality, get out of your echo chamber, because it makes you crazy. So this is Nikki Fried, and she's like, Ron posting butt plug porn to own the libs. And that's pretty disgusting, Emily. I don't know how well you can see this picture, but that is like a butt that has like a hole in it that has like, that looks like some spunk. It looks like there is spunk coming out of his butthole, if we're being honest like that. And so Governor Ron DeSantis, love him or hate him, posted butt plug porn, and it like cartoon butt plug porn. And then Nikki Fried is dunking on him. Ron posting butt plug porn to own the libs. This was in a school. Remember when I was talking about killing all the pornographers? Here's this butt plug porn. Like, I don't even know what book it is, but it's how to properly like have anal sex. And it was in a child's library in a publicly funded school. Do you have any idea how pissed off parents are going to be over this kind of stuff? Like, do you have any idea how crazy this stuff makes them? Because then you also have a guy like Andrew Tate who's trying to take the kids who are reading these books and turn them into prostitutes, hookers. Get the connection. Do you see it? Is there a connection here? It's forming. And that's not gay sex, because gay sex is more like that. It's not that. But I digress. And so that's my point. We have a Democratic politician criticizing Ron DeSantis over porn that the Democratic Party has been defending being in schools, while criticizing him for putting up porn. What the F am I looking at? And you can be a smarty party, but I don't care, because there's going to be like some spin that goes around it. But I don't see how this stupid tweet is still up. Like, this is absolutely amazing. Like, there's so many. Actually, I should. Yeah, I think I did follow this guy, and then I stopped. Like, I really cleaned up my people I follow on Twitter, because I don't need like to be in an echo chamber. But here's this guy, Jason Jones. He's pretty big. Wait. So when adults bring it up in public, it's butt plug porn, but when children are exposed to it in libraries and classrooms, it's just sex ed. Do I have that right, Nikki? There you go. So people have lost the plot, which will bring me ultimately to my point about pornography and people losing the point. Emily, I hope your ears are here. And so this is from, I think the podcast is called Whatever. Ladies, listen to this. And I might need to refresh this because Twitter sucks. So then we turn up the volume. Actually, we got to pause it, and then we turn up the volume. If you do it in the wrong order, it just doesn't work, and then I have to refresh the window again. That's actually pretty big. Maybe I can back up here so you can actually see the whole thing. And there's that. There we go. So let's pause, backtrack, volume. Stop. So this is from Greg, Casually Greg, respiratory care practitioner, salty combat veteran, very okay dude, possibly a gay. Because he's got the rainbow flag in the thing, and whenever people you just trust their flags. The flags will usually tell you who they are. So will the pronouns. Let's get that volume up, and let's see. This should work, Emily. Here we go.
If any young women are watching, please do not model your lifestyle after her. Thank you very much.
So real quickly, on this podcast, the guy who's hosting the podcast is some Christian guy. He is an attractive guy. He is interviewing some OnlyFans girls. They are attractive girls. That's all I know.
If any young women are watching, please do not model your lifestyle after her. Thank you very much.
And that's from the Christian man.
Yes, I'm looking out for you young ladies. If you
I'm
ever,
not judging
if
you.
you ever, that's fine. But if you ever want to get married, there's a lot of young girls out there who want to get married someday. If pictures of yourself doing sexual things are all over the internet, your husband and your kids will not appreciate that.
100%.
What are your kids going to think of this?
I think Northwest is doing just fine.
Northwest.
Yeah, she's living her life.
Kanye's.
Yeah, she's doing great with her mom.
I mean, given the option between a mom who has porn on the internet versus one who doesn't have porn on the internet, I would prefer if all of my friends couldn't see my mom fucking other dudes and sucking their dicks.
I still consider myself a Christian. I still consider myself a Christian. I believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sins, and I'm not a fucking judgmental person like you.
If any young...
yeah. So let's backtrack a little bit. Hey kids, hey people watching this right now, you went to school, huh? What would school have been like if your mother was on the internet having sex with people for money and getting railed by a bunch of giant, like dudes with giant schlongs and getting crapped on her chest and she's eating it? That's what happens on OnlyFans. I'm sorry if you don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, there were women getting defecated on and eating it for $100,000 a month, and they're like, yum, poop, this is great, yum, 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 yum. And like dudes are like, man, I'll throw $20 to just watch this woman ruin her life and humiliate her. I hate women. That's the culture we're getting. Okay, that's what's happening. That's why Jacob's like, ding, 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 sounding the alarm. Like, hey, I'm doing the show because I'm trying to help all of you idiots. Like, I don't want my daughters to be raised in this world. I don't want any kid to be raised in this world. Jesus, ding, 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 hey, ding, 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 ding. Like, there might be a pornography ban. For real, there might be a pornography ban in the future. I don't think so, to be quite honest. I suspect that America is going to be awesome in the future, and that at some point the left and the right will be able to kind of come together, and then we'll just sort of have like this, a sort of shared vision of America. Unfortunately, that's going to be in 20 years after we've just gone through the next, like, just go through all this hell first. But in the future, America is good. Don't ever count out America, baby. We're the best. But let's go ahead and move on to our next section. Emily, any comments, any questions? But yeah, no, really, girls, don't do porn. Don't do porn. Oh, hey, Jeremiah Ramsey, I think you can get on board with this message. Man, if you could back this up like 5 minutes, you would have loved this rant. I'm talking about how, like, porn is disgusting and it should be outlawed. And that it'd be fine if all the pornographers got locked up. Jesus, why am I doing this show? Don't tell anybody at the office. Oh, and by the way, Jeremiah Rant, Emily, I gotta talk to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, I am also live streaming to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, so I'm a little scattered. And mostly I'm doing a show because I'm just so shocked by the news of the week that I need to reach out to my friends and be like, guys, we gotta do something. And oh my God, do we have to do something. Emily, what do we do? So political parties losing the plot. We got that one covered. It's going down in Israel. What's going down in Israel, guys? So if you're ever curious, you go to Twitter and then you're like, hey, Israel. Protest. So let's do protests. Bye, Jeremiah. I think I lost you. But if I haven't, hey, comment something. Say hi. For 8 consecutive weeks, Israelis have taken to the streets. Man, I've been here, by the way. Oh my God, check that out. Like, check this place out. This is cool. This is sick. See those buildings right there? Those are kind of like... These are kind of like the trade towers of Israel, sort of. And so it's like the World Trade Center of Israel. And so there's like a round building, a triangular building, and then a square-shaped building. Anyways, for 8 consecutive weeks, Israelis have taken to the streets in protest of the Prime Minister's judicial reform plans. Critics say the changes threatens Israel's democracy and encourage corruption. So for those of you who do not know, and if my mom watches this, she's going to be real upset. Man, would you look at this? What the hell, Emily? Is this a psyop? Am I watching like a psyop right now? It's massive protests in Israel against Netanyahu regime for the last 2 months. No one calling these protesters anti-national or asking them to go to Pakistan. Okay, bring this heat, eh? Shock. I didn't tell anybody to go to Pakistan. I'm fine in Pakistan. Except they had some floods. Maybe we should send them some money. The poor Pakistanis. Anyways, but look, they got the communist fist. Like, why has it got to be the communist fist every freaking time? Anyways, so there was a massive protest in Israel against the Netanyahu regime for the last 2 months. No one calling these protesters anti-national or asking them to go to Pakistan. Jews regularly organized protests against Zionism in the state of Israel. In Israel, well, Jews who were against Zionism, they always do, were holding such a protest. The Zionist threatened Jews with a gun in his hand. Jews are not safe in Israel. Zionists are some pretty scary people. On the ground in Israel's mass protests. Anyways, like, these protests are pretty gigantic. And there's some ladies saying, hey, we don't want to be those handmaidens. Moment official security guard attacked a protesting Jew and brutally hit her in the face with her knee during a protest organized. Oh yeah, he did knee her in the face. Anyways, so this is something that we can look at. And Emily, I am not here to tell you that I know what's going on. Now, I have a suspicion that what is going on is Netanyahu is, I want to say, the head of the Likud party. If he's not, he's like the most elected official in the Likud party, which is the very conservative party in Israel. Israel has an incredibly conservative government, and a big part of that is because the Palestinians have a terrorist organization. Literally, a terrorist organization is the government in Palestine. We can argue about why that is. I'd love to talk to you about it. I'd love to have a long conversation about like the history of the Israelis and Palestinians. Let's sit down, we'll have some hummus, we'll drink tea, and we'll talk all about it. But I digress. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I imagine like essentially there is a problem that they have. So Israel has a Supreme Court. And what the Likud, and this is my understanding of it, it's something that I need to dig into. If I get this wrong, I apologize, but just hear me out. And it's actually, this is not the point. The point is not what's happening in Israel. The point is what's happening in Israel, but that's not the point. But it is the point. We'll get to the point in a second. So the Likud party is putting forth legislation to give whoever the party in control of government power over the judiciary. Is that correct? Something like that? So basically, it's making the Supreme Court of Israel have less authority, giving more authority to the Congress, which would give more authority to whoever the party in power is, which is the Likud party. And the Likud party is all about just bulldozing Palestine and turning it into Israel and genociding the Palestinians. And I mean like a cultural genocide more than just straight up just killing them. I think they're indifferent at this point. If you ever want to listen to the history of Zionism, you should listen to Martyr Maid's podcast, Fear and Loathing in New Jerusalem. It's 4 episodes long. It's pretty... It's some rough stuff. It's some rough stuff. It's a chunk of history that should, again, make you kiss the ground you're on. Just be like, oh, America, I love you so much. Oh, America. Oh, you're just so great in America. And don't get me wrong, there's some bad stuff that's happened in America all throughout history. It ain't pogroms in Russia. So that's what I got. Emily, actually, oh yeah, thank you for reminding me, Emily. The point. We have to get to the point. And I'm going to go through, I'll get right back to you, Emily, on that comment, because that's going to take some brain power. Here's the point about Israel, though. The point about Israel is that it's huge political turmoil. Their government system's changing. Like, the structure of their government is under attack by a political party. And I'm not sure if you've noticed, but every single country in the world, it seems to be having attacks of political parties. Like, the political parties are going to war with one another, and they're doing just like serious consolidations of power, which is like, how can we rig the system in order for us to win in perpetuity? Doesn't matter if it's a liberal government in the United States. Doesn't matter if it's a conservative government in Israel. It doesn't matter if it's conservative or liberal government in Brazil. It's everywhere. This stuff's everywhere. It's the political turmoil thing is happening everywhere, and it's a function of the internet. It's because the internet exists, and we're using the internet, and the internet's being weaponized, which we'll get into in a minute. But let's go back to Emily's comment about butt plugs. I didn't know butt plugs were taught in school. I mean, I'm all for sex ed in schools, including gay, but there's absolutely no need for toys. 100%, Emily. 100%. 100%. So I'm going to guess that this is based off of a book called Genderqueer. I think that's it. I wasn't going to even, like... I don't want to platform the book. I don't know. Here, I'm just going to go, like... let me see. Genderqueer book butt plug... Is that it? Okay, wait. I'm actually gonna hide this one in case like something terrible shows up. I don't want to. Oh God! You're all so lucky. You're all no. Wrong button. I hit the wrong button. Hey. Oops. Sorry, YouTube. If I could flag, like, that was an accident. I think I can edit that out. I think, Emily, can you text me right now, Jacob? No, actually, I can do it myself. I got this. Just like, Jacob, edit video ASAP. 'Cause butts. I don't want to get another channel struck down. Jesus. Excuse my... And Jeremiah, I don't think you're still watching, but if you are, excuse my using the Lord's name in vain. I really try not to. Okay, so what do we have here? Dems, don't tell us we need to shh. Our kids' school libraries are full of guides on sex acts and gender confusion. Okay, Carol Makowitz, what do you got to say? Dismiss. Oral sex... Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Now we can get back to the screen share. Oral sex, butt plugs, masturbation is meditation, how to send sexy selfies, and how to have anal sex. Welcome to what's inside books found in your child's school library. We apologize for the graphic nature of these pictures. You don't expect to see images like this in a newspaper or on your television yet. Blah, 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 blah. Where's all the pictures? There we go. There's some pictures. Oh, yeah, genderqueer. Oh, maybe I'm really a girl. Oh, I totally want to go down on your donger, guy. Oh, here's us, like, sexting. Because we really want to encourage kids to sext more. It's not like they're doing a lot of sexting. And why... Let's start about talking gender versus sex. And who better to figure out gender versus sex than a snail that's high on mushrooms? What? Oh, and that's it. Actually, oh yeah. So there's that butt plug thingy, and I'm not even kidding you. That's like there's some spunk right there, and there's a butthole. And so this was found in school libraries, and parents are upset about it. And this is parent like Emily, and this is part of like the confusion. And I wish I had jotted down notes because I was thinking about you as I was like preparing for this show today. Because for those of you watching, Emily and I are not right-wing extremists. We're not. Like, we're kind of libbies. Okay, like... Kill all the pornographers because I am a liberal. Like, here's my political philosophy in a nutshell. Kill every single pimp on the planet. I don't even care how you do it, and it's okay if you're gay. That's my politics. There's my politics for you. There's my politics. Kill sex traffickers. It's okay to be gay. The end. But let's go ahead and get back to the butt, Emily. If you have any, really, let me see. Way's been coming home with Titanic books the last few weeks. If he came home with these books, I would lose my S word. Yeah, well, I think that's part of like where you. Oh, okay. So yeah, so I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure kids are bringing these books home, but it's so inappropriate. It's so inappropriate. And do you mean like Titanic, the actual Titanic? Which I suppose you should know about. Man, have you seen a picture of the Titanic up against like a cruise ship? Like, here, check this out. Hopefully there's no buts. Titanic versus modern cruise ship. Dizam. Hey, Emily, want to go on a Carnival cruise with me? Anyways, yeah, look at that big ass boat. Look at those big ass boat. Both those big boats. But yeah, the cruise ships are huge. So go Titanic and go history. Read your books, Wade. Good job with those books of yours. Let's go back to there. Actually, let's just go back to my face. I'm going to move on to the next thing. Oh, and oh God, I hate this guy. I got to talk about this guy because this is part of it. This is from Antifa Watch. Hashtag Antifa. Assault journalist leaving him bloody while police watch in Sacramento early today. So there's breaking violent Antifa extremist accounts. Pride was suspended on Twitter. Both connected with websites, propaganda, recruiting material. So actually, I'm going to go back here real quick. So I'm going to turn on the volume because I don't really care, but... And so Dad, you're probably watching this. There's a problem with Antifa and there's not a problem with Antifa. We'll go with like the not a problem first. Let me see. Emily says, oh, he's reading the books and watching the documentaries, like the boring documentaries, eyed wise open and excited. Cool. You should have him. There's a documentary that James Cameron did on it that you should check out. James Cameron also did a talk on bioluminescence in the ocean. You should really check it out. It was the inspiration for Avatar. Anyways, let's look at these dorks. So there's like, I'm a dork and I'm a big dork. I'm going to put on my glasses because I'm a dork too. Okay, so if I can real quickly, we're just going to get some stuff here. So there's a bunch of dorks. There's some fat dorks. There's some dweeby dorks. There are some gender queer dorks that looks like I see some trans dorks. There's a mommy. Your generic kind of like, these are your generic progressive liberal parents. These are actually my neighbors. Hey, what's up, guys? Really nice people, by the way. Really, I really like the kind of normally progressive parents. Really, they're really sweet people. So anyways, there's this guy. And so this guy has a microphone. These people are protesting. He's yelling at them. And some dude just clocked him in the face. Gabong! It looks like he clocked him with a weapon of some sort. So he's standing in the way of a protest, all right? You know, like, F around, find out, I think is how we say that, Emery. Yeah, so if you get in front of a protest and they're walking and they're like, get out of the way, and you're like, no, I'm not going to get out of the way, and then they punch you in the face, and you're like, oh my God, I'm such a victim. Which we'll get to in a second. So there's that guy walking away, and then these people keep protesting, and, you know, they got their umbrellas because it hides the cameras. And so here's some more uh-oh. You better watch out for her or him, Shim, with their like shaky pole with the trans pride flag and the trans pride flag and the actually that is the I'm gonna guess that is the Antifa cultural revolutionary pride flag. No S word. Not lying. I'm 100% sure that's what that is. And I'm just, because if you look enough at these flags, you're like, oh, that's what that guard is, and that's what that guard is. It's kind of like looking at the military, but it's gay pride flags. We were just watching the James Cameron one an hour ago. Awesome. Sick. James Cameron's done some cool stuff. And so there's some cops over there. And it's like, and I'm just guessing, it's like, cops, why didn't you do anything? You just hit me in the face. And it's like, oh, well, it's okay. And so then here comes more of these Antifa guys, and these guys are backing off. Actually, I take it back. There was a different guy that got hit in the face and is bleeding. So I take that back, sorry. But they're going over there, and then the cops are going to be like, okay, we're going to go ahead and like clean this guy up. And the cops are like, man, could you just let him screw up because we'd love to beat their asses. Kid's crying. I might need to go soon. I'm going to need a whisper for right now, okay? It's the Whisper Cafe today. But here's actually ultimately what my point is that Andy No is going to always escalate. So there's a philosophy in online getting attention, which is always be escalating. Every single chance you have every opportunity you have to escalate something, to start a fight, to make it look like the other guys are they're communist Nazis, or they're like fascist liberals. I don't know what any of these terms mean anymore, okay, so please forgive me. But there's something like in the online news space, or the online attention space, in the attention economy, we'll put it that way, being as extreme as possible is how you get the clicks. And all this is like, not all this, but all this is about clicks. It's all about getting clicks. And so you have this guy named Andy No who's searching, like, he's really getting people fired up culturally, and it's because that's his brand. Like, his brand is like, oh no, Antifa. And the guy's from Portland. He's been assaulted by Antifa, whatever. And you know my thoughts about Antifa. I think they're dumb, but whatever. But here's the other point of it. So the other side of the coin, so you have like all these idiots. Like, so a lot of those, like, you saw the video there, Instagram, you didn't see the video. But these people are idiots, all right? They're just like, I don't know how to describe it. They look like a bunch of idiots walking around with their flags. They're like, whoa, we're going to have a violent communist revolution. It's like, you know, I don't expect there to be a civil war in the United States because the liberals and the conservatives are all too fat to fight and too wimpy. They might shoot at each other. We got enough guns. We'll just be like sucking down our Big Macs. We're like riding around in our like little strollers going, bill, 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 and it'll be World War III. Always be escalating. That was that point, ultimately. Kid might sleep. Let me see if I can find my shows because I wound up losing it. Oh, the escalation. They're driving people insane. They're driving them absolutely nuts, where people are turned inside out about pornography and they don't know if it's right or wrong. We have to like check with our tribe, like something will happen and be like, uh-oh, Joe Biden just had sex with an alien from another planet. And it's like, I better check Twitter to find out how I feel about this. Yeah, or boo. And if my side goes, yeah, then I'm like, yeah. And if my side goes, boo, then I'm like, boo. And to be quite honest, I'm probably in the camp of Joe Biden, don't have sex with that alien. It's a trap. It's a trap. Don't do it. Don't do it, Mr. President. I'm still a patriotic American. I care about my president. I care about his butt. I don't want no aliens going to public libraries, public school libraries to figure out how to put butt plugs in my president. Stay away, aliens. Stay away. So that's number one. And number two, I'm a monogamist, okay? I believe in monogamy. I'm married. I got a wife. Joe, you're married. Think of your wife. Think of your wife and children, Joe. And then he thinks about Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden sitting there like doing a bunch of cocaine off of the alien's donger and having sex with it. So let's talk about the next thing. How's my show, by the way, Emily? Am I doing okay? Am I doing okay? Is it good? Is it bad? Okay, I had to refresh the page again because Facebook's not the best. No alien butt plugs, Joe. Don't do it. Mr. President. Mr. President. Keep it out of your butt. No, they're using their psychic powers. I don't know, I've imagined aliens have psychic powers. I know some stoners that think they do. Let's go ahead and go to the next thing real quick. So, show's great. I'm having a hard time with it. Okay, thanks. I love the feedback. Thank you. Appreciate that, Emily. Thank you. Share it with your friends. Just be like, hey friends, you need Jacob's weekly Friday news update so you can understand like how just absolutely screwed we are. But it's a joke. Okay, God is a comedian, okay? God is a comedian. But let's go ahead and we'll go to our next thing. So weirdest week. What are we talking about? Like no butt plugs. Oh, Jesus. I can't believe that was Israel. Okay, that was the Israeli section. We're talking about butt plugs. Oh, no, we already talked about it. Emily's bringing it back to the butt. Which is what we actually love about Emily. Like, Emily, things don't work out with our spouses. Call me. Okay, Iran. This one blew my mind. Okay, okay, so I got my chatties back. And if there's somebody else there, it looks like somebody else might be there. Holler at Emily and Jacob. We love you guys. You guys, you guy, you person. So let me see. So I just typed in Iran and Saudi Arabia, and I'm actually going to go back so we can go ahead and see how Twitter's handling this, because I actually find like how the algorithm makes stuff look for it. So when you start typing and it does the autofill thing, that's fascinating. That is really, really fascinating stuff. And I like to show you guys like how that works, because you shouldn't trust it. And if I can get to the Twitter stuff at the end, you're going to understand why you shouldn't trust it. And if I can't get to it because my kid wakes up, I'll do a whole show about it. I'll do a whole show about what happened in the congressional hearings yesterday. It deserves its own show. There was so much there, Emily. There was like, I recommend watching it. Like, I strongly recommend watching the 2.5 hour long hearing, because you'll just be like, that person's bought off. That person is running for president. That person is just a committed liar. That person actually knows something's wrong. That person's an idiot. This person's slick. That person must have gone to an Ivy League law school when it used to matter, and they were top of the class because, oh my God. Hey, what up, Splash Arts Productions? I'm Jacob. Nice to meet you. I'm doing my little weekly news show, and right now I'm talking about Iran and Saudi Arabia striking a peace deal thanks to the Chinese, and what's going on? Okay, so Emily, I'm back. So, recall how the United States assassinated Soleimani. Okay, like, I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go here. So, let's say, Foreign Ministry. KSAMF, joint trilateral statement by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Islamic Republic of Iran, and the People's Republic of China. I have not read this, but I'm going to go ahead and read that right now. In response to the noble initiative of His Excellency President Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China's support for developing good neighborly relations between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Islamic Republic of Iran. That's some pretty dignified stuff. And then based on the agreement between His Excellency President Xi Jinping and the leadership in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Islamic Republic of Iran, whereby the People's Republic of China would host and sponsor... I'm going to skip all the name stuff. We're going to sponsor some talks proceeding from their shared desire to resolve the disagreements between them through dialogue and diplomacy, and in light of their brotherly ties. They're Muslims. And I'm a Christian. Hey, we're all people of the book. Am I right? Am I right, Emily? Am I right? We're all Abrahamics here. Maybe. I don't know. I don't care. But you know what? I like you Sikhs. I like you Sikhs and you Hindus too. You can come on board. You guys can be monotheists too. Anyways. Proceeding from the shared desire to resolve the disagreements between them and through dialogue and diplomacy. I'm not going to read this crap. It's good. It's well written, but whatever. And so let's go back here real quickly to Max Blumenthal, who runs, I think he's the editor for the Gray Zone magazine, which is a fantastic progressive rag. Like, if you're going to read something on the far left, Gray Zone's real good. The Gray Zone's really good. And then also Chris Hedges. That guy's awesome. Anyways, let me see. Wait, where'd it go? I already lost a Max Blumenthal. Where did you go? Because now I got Darren Beatty. Okay, let me see. Darren Beatty. Well, go ahead and just read his comment real quickly. He was in the White House. Long-time geopolitical foes, Iran and Saudi Arabia thaw in relations. This is a big deal and a big step. It is a huge deal. Well, I want to see what Max Blumenthal said. I mean, because him talking about... Max Blumenthal's an interesting guy. Recall how the United States assassinated Soleimani while he was on his way to peace talks with Saudi Arabia. I don't know if the United States assassinated Soleimani, Max. With Netanyahu and Pompeo as the main lobbyists for the lethal strike. Oh, Soleimani. I was thinking about Khashoggi. My bad. Recall how the United States assassinated Soleimani while he was on his way to peace talks with Saudi Arabia, with Netanyahu and Pompeo as the main lobbyists for the lethal strike. I thought that was Trump. Because remember the other thing? Israel seems to have just lost its main coalition partner in the regional war it planned against Iran. Maybe. Man, there's so much there that I don't even know how to pull it off. Actually, Netanyahu. So again, Netanyahu's coming up, and that's part of like the Likud stuff that I was pointing out. Like, there's some sort of anti-Israel operation going on right now, intelligence operation, where it's just like hammering Netanyahu and hammering the Likud party and just hammering them over and over again. Like, it's my feed everywhere, and it's obvious. Like, it's not organic. It's not organic. It's deliberate. Somebody's deliberately doing this, and I can't say if it's good or if it's bad because I don't know what's going on. But I'm just saying it's just so obvious. Iraq Prime Minister, peace minute. Oh, he was on a peace mission. That's interesting. And we still are funding both sides of. Well, never mind. I'm gonna stop. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead. And so there's Hassan Namafi, who I don't know who you are. I usually talk about politics and military stuff. I mostly talk about Iran and Palestine and the axis of resistance. Tweets are in English and Farsi. He looks like an anti-war guy, I might dig. Next, Iran and Saudi Arabia will join China and Russia in BRICS and destroy the dollar. How's that sound? So that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm just going to give you my thoughts on it because it doesn't matter what Twitter's thoughts are. They're a bunch of jerkies. Actually, I will go back. I'm going to see how this runs. Iran. So it goes Iran and Saudi Arabia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Saudi, China. So we'll do that. Let me see. There's Richard Medhurst, who he's a pretty good guy. He's very anti-war guy. He's somewhat earnest, a little naive, but he's a good dude. I think. I don't know any of these guys. Breaking Iran and Saudi Arabia have reestablished ties. China brokered the talks. Well done, all. Hopefully, this will help the people of Yemen. Absolutely. The Yemeni civil war is a stain on America's history. Like, I don't think the Houthi rebels are good guys. But this war that we were helping the Saudi Arabians fight against the people of Yemen is horrendous. It's basically like Yemen is a proxy war between Iran and Saudi Arabia, and we're just using it as we're a weapons broker in it. We just make money from like them killing kids. That's it. Like, seriously, it's disgusting. The military-industrial complex is hideous. Congratulations, Xi. What a start to his tenure. BRICS are on fire. So, we've talked about BRICS before. Instagram, we haven't talked about BRICS before. But we're going to talk about BRICS because you guys are going to be S&, BRICS. And we freaked out about BRICS. BRICS stands for, what is it? Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay? And it is it's an alternative to the G7. The Gang 7, like the big economies or whatever. It's a coalition of countries working together to have a power base outside of the British Western power structure, global hegemonic whatever, okay? So the United States ran stuff for 30 years. It don't run stuff no more. Let me rephrase that. The United States still runs everything. But it doesn't run as much as it used to, and this is a network that's popping up to oppose that. My kid's going off. We'll see, but she might still be sleeping. We're going to be real quiet, okay, Emily? We're just going to whisper through this. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. That's over half of the world's population, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's a lot of people. And Saudi Arabia and Iran both might join it. So you're talking about like the Saudis, the Saudis and the Iranians not killing each other. That's pretty crazy stuff. That's pretty crazy stuff. If they're able to get along, or let me rephrase that, just stop killing each other. But if they could actually get along and form some sort of like trade agreement between them, these are big, powerful countries. I mean, they're not the United States, they're not China, but these are big countries with big economies. I mean, Saudi Arabia is the second or first largest producer of oil in the world. Iran is definitely on that list. It's like definitely in the top 10 producers of oil. They have a ton of natural gas there too. It's 70 million people, 80 million people. I mean, these are big countries. We get warped being in America, but these ain't pushovers. And so them all working together to come up with a system outside of the dollar to where, because, we just went crazy on Russia and we're like, okay, we're going to go ahead and do all these sanctions and whatever. And we're currently buying Russian fuel. We are buying Russian oil that has been smuggled into India, refined, and then we're buying the refined product out of India, even as we're putting sanctions on them, because that's how just ass backwards this country is right now, and how crazy this time is. Okay, and let's go ahead and talk about this. And so there was somebody who said, okay, we're going to go ahead and take over the petrodollar, or take out the petrodollar. It ain't happening. Okay, so for those of you watching and you're like, oh my God, is Brooks going to take out the petrodollar? No, no one can take out the dollar. In 20 years, 30 years, maybe. But here's the problem. We're just going to print more dollars to buy everybody. There's just going to be more dollars. So, okay, so it's like, oh no, the Saudi Arabians are upset with us, and they want to exit the dollar. And so then the president's like, do you think you could just print a bunch of dollars and send them some dollars? And the Saudis are like, yeah, that's sweet. I'll totally take some dollars. Thanks. Where's all those dollars at? Okay. So there's that's part of it. Like the printing, like us being able to print money, reserve currency status, like that gives us a lot of stuff. But then it's also like all these dollars we've been printing over the last few years, we're buying everything. So the United States is buying everything. Our big banks and our big corporations are just sucking up the developing world with all of these dollars that we're spitting out into the economy and printing. And we're either taking things over, we're bribing things, or we're straight up capping people. This is gangsterism. Which you could go ahead and read, whoever's that Substack guy I was talking about earlier, Emily, you might remember him. Charles Johnson's Substack. Crazy. Just read it. It's crazy. I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but it's pretty out there. It's pretty rowdy. It's pretty rowdy, Emily. So anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about that. Actually, I do want to talk a little bit more about this. You know, this goes into like what's wrong with our country. Like, our country is currently egging on a war in Ukraine, which has been absolutely ruinous for the Ukrainians. Like, Ukraine doesn't come back from this war as it existed before. Like, it's gonna, like, Ukraine will still have, like, it'll still be a country. There will be a people that live there, but it ain't the Ukrainians that were there before, because they're just getting leveled. Okay, so we're just encouraging war because, like, our country is run by the military-industrial complex. Like, and you should watch the hearings. Like, you should watch those freaking Twitter hearings that happened yesterday. They even talk about this. They talk about the military-industrial complex and the technocratic industrial complex. And the technocratic industrial complex is like Silicon Valley, and the amount of power that and Eisenhower predicted how powerful Silicon Valley would be. And this was before Silicon Valley even existed. But like, our screwed up government's just like, you know, China just brokered a peace deal between Iran and Saudi Arabia. Which, here's what's going to happen. And I'm actually going to, well, I'll go ahead. Like, here's what's going to happen. The conservatives, like, the media is going to go crazy about it. And there's going to be a whole bunch of, like, Iran hawks and China hawks who are like, oh, we got to go bomb China. Oh, we got to go bomb Iran. That's not what they're going to say, but that's what they're going to say. And America leads. We don't lead from the back. We lead from the front. And there's going to be a bunch of, like, platitudes that they wind up saying and a bunch of, like, saber-rattling stuff. But it's because, like, oh, no, we're not going to be able to sell as many weapons to the Saudis. Spoiler alert, we haven't been selling them as many weapons because we don't have no weapons. Did you know that the military-industrial complex is running out of weapons because we don't mine anything, because China mines everything and then Russia mines the rest of it, or Russia smelts the rest of it? 60%. 60. It might have changed. Prior to the war, 60% of the titanium that the United States bought was from Russia. 60%. Titanium goes in a lot of stuff. Titanium goes in aircrafts. It goes in surgical tools. It goes in computers. And so we lost all that stuff over war with Russia because it's like the military-industrial complex has that much power. So it's like, let's go ahead and have a war. We're going to have a war. We're going to make a lot of money. Let's have a war. And these people are trying to run the war. And so China gets to come in and be the peacemaker. Like, the United States looks like a warmonger, and China looks like the friggin' savior of humanity. That's where we're at. And I'm still going to kiss the ground when I'm done with this show, because America's the best. But we got some ugly, ugly-ass people running this country. I'm going to go to the next stuff and then see if I can bang this out, okay, Emily? The the Twitter hearings. I might just jump ahead to Chris Rock's show sucking because I don't have a lot of time. Have you seen Chris Rock's special, Emily? And I'm not going to ruin it for you guys. There's going to be no spoiler alerts here beyond, like, spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about the Chris Rock show. And I'm not going to talk about any jokes that he makes. I'm going to talk about generally what he's talking about. Sort of. I'm just going to bring up some topics. And then I will talk about the Will Smith stuff, but it just sucked ass. Like, this is just dumb. It was Chris Rock coming out and just being like, yo, white people are bad, and the Democrats are good, and Will Smith is a bitch. Boom, and then he drops the mic. You could just watch, like, here's the thing, you could just watch, like, the end of the show, Emily, just, like, mic drop, look at his eyes, it'll tell you everything. Like, I don't need to tell you anything else. Like, just go to Netflix, watch a Chris Rock special, go to the end where it's like, oh, people are clapping or whatever, and he's like doing the... Go back right before the mic drop, kaboom, where he dumps on white people. Like, his last joke is a dig at white people, if I remember correctly. And then he drops the mic, and then his eyes are just sad. Because it's propaganda. His show was just Democratic propaganda. That's all it was, which isn't funny. Okay, propaganda is not funny. I'm funny. I'll talk about butt plugs all day long. It's hilarious. Hey guys, they're shoving things up people's butts, and people are just crying. It's like, oh my god, he's been shoving things up people's butts. Like, I don't need to talk about Republican butts. I don't need to talk about Democrat butts. I can just talk about butts. Then people, it's so funny. Emily, people of Instagram, people of YouTube, like, share, and subscribe my stuff, okay? I need help. I need, like, guys, if you know anybody who can help me get this stuff out, please, for the love of God, share me with the world. The world needs me. And there's the kiddo. And actually, I think she might wake up this time. But I just so I can have, like, a little, I should say, teaser. Actually, I know how I'm going to do this one, Emily. I'm going to go here, YouTube. And then we go to, wait for it. Taby Schellenberger. So then you go to, like, the whole thing, because these are just, like, the thingies. I guess I can do Forbes breaking news. Like, that's 2.5 hours. There we go. I'm gonna turn that down. Data is everything. And just so you know, I'm not neglecting my kid. She's just she's waking up. She's stirring.
Federal government chair now recommending himself for an opening statement.
So let's go here real quickly. This is Jim Jordan. Republicans love to be like, oh, look at tough Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan's tough. He's our guy. He's still a uniparty Republican guy. This guy is going to go to a Silicon Valley board when he retires, okay? So this guy who's like, I'm going to deal with Silicon Valley and I'm going to stick it to Silicon Valley, is in the revolving door of Silicon Valley. This dude has a job at Google making millions a year as soon as he retires. Allegedly. Okay? So what am I going to talk about? So let's go here. So there's Jim Jordan in his opening statement, and he says whatever he says. And then here's, like, the senior person, and she's really, really rude. And then there's, like, some guys being like, hey, whatever, and then they're arguing about whatever, and then there's Michael Schellenberger saying I'm blah, 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 and there's Matt Taibbi saying I'm blah, 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 and then there's arguing, there's fighting. Yeah, I'm just going to have to do this another time. But I got to go to my favorite cell of this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Joe Rogan. Debbie Wasserman Schultz has got to talk about Joe Rogan. We got a big poster board of Joe Rogan. Look at him, he's blazed. Just like those guys in front of us. We're going to associate these guys with Joe Rogan. Which is awesome. I mean, like, dude, if I ever go to Congress and there's a big poster of Joe Rogan there, I'm going to give it a high five. This lady, by the way, is the one who helped take out Tulsi Gabbard from the Democratic Party, and Tulsi Gabbard got her scalp. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is a bad person. She's a really bad person. But this was fascinating hearing. Like, we're going to cover it next time. We're going to cover it next time. Okay. I'll come back to it when I can. But I'm going to go get my kid. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Go to my Substack. Okay. Like, I forgot to really advertise my Substack today. So I'm going to do it here. Let's go Substack. Then we go here to dashboard, and then we go space in a hard place. I'm really sick. I don't know if any of you guys have read it. That's actually not how I should share this. I should share it like right over here. We're going to go here. This is what it looks like. You guys got to read the chat bots. Are going to run amok. Guys, please read that article. Please, 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 please go to my Substack. My Substack is "This is going to hurt you more than me." And it is, okay? My Substack is going to punch you in the stomach, slap you in the mouth, set your hair on fire, and then tell you to go do it to other people, okay? I'm trying to sound the alarms. I'm trying to save our civilization. I'm trying to save our civilization. There's maybe 100 people who see my content every week. So if you could just throw a brother some love and be like, hey, actually, let me rephrase it. About every day. Every day I get about 100. But dude, no, seriously, go check out my Substack. And I'm going to go, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. And see, look, there's little Trump. And let's get ready for the next stage. And it's getting crazy. Anyways, I'm going to go, guys. I hope you have a great week. Take care of yourselves. Angels on your pillow. Oh, have a great weekend, I guess. Take care. All right? Have fun. Lighten up. It's going to be okay. It's just a ride, okay? It's okay. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience, and it's in crazy town. Like, I remember what it was like before 95. It wasn't as crazy as it is now. It's actually kind of nice. I wish I had a time machine. I'd go back there and be like, I can just relax, and I'm so bored. Thank God. Anyways, I'll go to